So I feel like there are hidden realities. Um, I don't know who's behind the hidden realities. Whether it's an ex girlfriend or friends from the neighborhood that I once knew, or I don't know, my family. There was a user on Reddit, Hippo Run, and it makes me think. It makes me think. There are secrets that are being kept from me. There was gang stalking. There were conspiracies. There was betrayal. And then I went on Lady Gaga on Instagram, and she won Artist of the Year at MTV. And I'm thinking to myself, something's fishy here. Something is fishy here. I feel like there are hidden realities. I feel like there are secrets. I feel like something is going on here. I don't know exactly what is going on. I don't know if people conspired into betraying me, or if this is all delusions. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, I was talking about this Iriana Zarutsky um, woman who was brutally murdered on a train, and there's zero. Okay, let me. I, and I said how I just feel like there's deception, there's betrayal, there's people that have secrets. Can someone just be honest with me? Can someone just? I feel like there's people out there who don't like me. I feel like there are people out there who don't like me, and they conspired into hurting me, and they found it funny hurting me. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does this sound like it's plausible, or does this sound like I'm having an emotional tsunami? Like I want to take like a midnight walk around the neighborhood just to clear my mind. Does it sound plausible? Like people could have betrayed me, or does this sound like an emotional tsunami and just toggle the switch to off? 666. Do you think it sounds plausible that I was betrayed by people, or do you think this sounds like just an emotional tsunami? 666 asks, "Why didn't I go to Miller's?" I guess because I was anxious, and because I mean, I would have just sat there at the table, and I would have been going to Miller's for the second day in a row. And I was anxious. I didn't really feel like going in there. I'm like protesting day after day, month after month, year after year for people to communicate and take accountability and tell me the truth. No, I'm not going to McDonald's. I had plenty of food. Um, 666 says depends on the people, but in general, I have my doubts that people in real life are deceiving you. So here's my theory. And here's my theory here. Do you think, there could have been like an ex girlfriend from, let's say, 2012 who didn't like me? I didn't realize she didn't like me. And do you think there could have been people from my old hometown who didn't like me? And maybe my family was involved with them as well. Who knows? And do you think they were gossiping about me behind my back, creating erroneous narratives about me that I was a monster and a fiend? And do you think they could have conspired into hurting me? Um, because they were villainizing me. And I mean, this is just a theory. I mean, I have no evidence confirming and corroborating this. Um, I'm just like I just want honesty and transparency. I just want somebody to um somebody says just go to bed. You know, let's say hypothetically speaking, Man Crush Ed, says it's true. We conspired into torturing you. We conspired into traumatizing you. It was all orchestrated by us. Let's say he corroborates what I suspect is true. What am I going to do about it? Um, what am I going to do about it? And the answer is there's really not a lot I can do. There's going to be no court case. And just and besides, you know, um, I mean, and besides, they tell me they didn't do anything, so it's just suspicions. I'm coming to a feeling of conviction about it. It's just I just want honesty. I just want transparency. Someone says I still don't understand why anyone would bother doing it in the first place. Yeah, I mean that's a fair point. That's a fair point. It doesn't really make any sense if you really boil it down and think about it. What triggered it tonight is I made a post about I saw a news story on X, formerly Twitter, about Ariana Zarutsky, and I said, "Did you hear about Ariana Zarutsky? She was anxious on a train and she was brutally murdered on the train. It's a really sad story, and none of the news will cover it because it's a black on white crime." The Associated Press results for George Floyd were 74,221, and he's a drug addict who overdosed on fentanyl. The search results for Ariana Zarutsky, a woman who was brutally murdered, is 0. Turning George Floyd into a hero fits their narrative, but a legitimate victim, Ariana Zarutsky, they want to bury and cover up the story because it doesn't fit their narrative. It's enraging and really exposes the news as brainwashing propaganda. And then I got a comment by this person on Reddit called Hippo Run. Who is this Hippo Run? And they said, "This is one of your worst posts. Jesus Christ." I'm like, is it though? I mean, according to the autopsy, George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose. Somebody else said, it's conservative. I'm like, and then I went on. Somebody says, when did you become so conservative? What's conservative about it? I mean, and then I went on Instagram and I saw Lady Gaga won Artist of the Year. I'm like, is there a conspiracy to torture me? Am I being buried? I mean, I'm like, can somebody just tell me the truth? And maybe I'm just coming to feelings of conviction, about what I suspect is true. I'm like, just can somebody tell me the truth? I mean, is there a conspiracy? Is there betrayal? Is there gang stalking? Like, what is going on here? And maybe it's all fantasy. Maybe it's all fantasy. Maybe I'm an unknown, and nobody cared, and I'm just there was no gang stalking, there was no betrayal, and nobody was partying with Lady Gaga. I'm like, just tell me the fucking truth. Can somebody just tell me the fucking truth? Yeah, I guess this isn't correlated. I mean, I just go to bed. I mean, I feel like Man Crush Ed's family might have known my ex-girlfriends from 2012, and they might have all been gossiping about me and conspiring against me. Bud says the only conspiracies you have to worry about are ones involving a certain chosen people of God. What does that mean, Bud? That sounds cryptic. I don't know what that means. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? That sounds pretty cryptic. It sounds pretty cryptic. Like, 666 says, Andrew, do you watch gang stalking videos? These people are truly nuts. Like, all right, let's start here. Do you think Lady Gaga has known of me for the past 20, 15, 10 years, or do you think this is a delusion? Do you think she has no idea who I am? Well, let's start here. What do you think? Do you think and for that and so he says that's 100% a delusion. She has no idea who you are. And the same goes for Taylor Swift. You think that's a delusion too? Taylor Swift has no idea who I am. Okay. So if that's a delusion, I guess that would mean Elon Musk doesn't know who I am. So that's 100% a delusion too. That would mean this is all psychosis and delusions, and it feels real to me. But basically, I'm just I'm just believing my fantasies. Correct? That basically, I'm just believing daydreams. I'm believing things that there's no evidence for. I'm believing things that aren't being corroborated and by others. This is delusions. And Boo Uring says this is correct, Andrew. It's delusions. And realistically, you're getting emotional and freaking out over things that are not real. Someone says you made a video saying this was a delusion just a few hours ago. Okay, that's good because it makes me think. It calms me into realizing I wasn't betrayed by people who I cared about, like my parents, family, friends, loved ones, and ex-girlfriends and stuff. But also, it's kind of scary because it really shows how I can start to believe delusions. And I know they say if you can really just like passionately believe delusions and there's no evidence for it, and that's kind of scary, And I don't. I'm trying to. It's kind of scary, to completely get so lost in fantasy. And then I freak out protesting. They tell me the truth. It's like there's nothing to tell you. There's nothing to tell you. You're just freaking out. Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth over something that's delusional. 666. You have all the trappings of being a TI, and it's not good. What's a TI? 666. What's a TI? Let's Google that. Google TI. A calculator? A TI 86 calculator? What the hell is TI? No, I don't think that's what he means. A targeted individual. Okay. Kyle says people that think they're being stalked by people in public. Interestingly enough, when I go to the gym, I feel like everybody all around me is sent by Hollywood, the Barack Obama presidency, my ex-girlfriend's fathers, my ex-girlfriend's mothers. I feel like everybody all around me is just paying attention to me, is zeroed in on me, is focused on me. And I want to scream, stop looking at me, stop gang stalking me, stop watching me, get away from me. And I feel like, they all conspired into betraying me, and they were saying I was a monster. And yeah, I mean, this is yeah, I'm basically, these are just people from, Levittown working out at the gym that nobody cares about me. And I'm just like looking at everybody suspiciously, like I've been betrayed, like they're all monsters, and it's delusions, it's psychosis. These are, I'm not a targeted individual. These are not people gang stalking me. This is delusions. Kyle says yes. This is a sign of paranoid delusions. Okay, so at least we established that I should toggle the emotional switch to off, toggle the delusional switch to off. I don't go down this road, and calm down. Everything's okay. Everybody cared about me or cares about me, and just go to bed. Like the vampire anime woman you said on TikTok many years ago. Just go to bed. Get some shut eye. If she was a cute woman, and if a cute woman's telling you just go to bed, just go to bed. You know. Sean, I guess Sean HK, which I guess stands for Hong Kong, says I'm targeting you. I hope not, Sean. All right. To be honest with you, I mean, Sean says we need some Clozaril here. We need some Clozaril around here. Honestly, I don't want to be on any medication. I want to be medication free. Um, I want to come down on my Abilify and even come off of it. Some people think that's unrealistic. I don't want. I mean, people are saying, Clozaril is an antipsychotic that's diagnosed for people who don't fully respond to other meds like Abilify. Kyle says, what happened the last time you came down on your medication? You wound up in the hospital, right? Sean says, antipsychotics will dampen your creativity ability and dry up. Don't troll me, Sean. Burns says it's unrealistic, and some people need to be medicated for life. I know some people have the narrative. Some people can recover from schizoaffective or schizophrenia without the use of psychiatric medications. I guess it depends on the individual, but other people have the narrative. It's a lifelong debilitating illness that needs to be medicated for life. I guess it depends. Hey Lily, how you doing? Lily says somebody's up late. Yes, Lily, I'm up late here. I was having a little bit of an emotional tsunami. I think first off, the first thing that triggered my emotional tsunami was a post on Reddit by somebody named Hippo Run, and they were. Then I noticed Lady Gaga won Artist of the Year at MTV or something like that, and I'm like, and then I started to think there was a conspiracy with my family, friends, ex girlfriends, and they were all hanging out with Lady Gaga, and there was and it's just like, just toggle it off. You were being triggered by posters on Reddit, and just it's okay. It's okay. Just go to bed, get some shut eye, go to the gym. Kyle says, if you get triggered by social media posts, you need to set up a way not to look at it. Bud says, "Get a kitten." Yeah, honestly, there was a plan to get a kitten at one point, but I might be allergic. I might be allergic to cats. Um, Kyle says you probably shouldn't have. Yeah, I guess don't browse the internet when you're in bed because this hippo run or whoever this person was, their comment, really upset me because they were saying, oh, your post is horrible. How dare you say George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose? I'm like, but that's what the autopsy said. And I burst out of bed and I check Instagram and I see, Lady Gaga wins Artist of the Year and a number of things, got me emotional. And um, here I am at midnight ranting on YouTube Live. So, I mean, okay, let's boil this down. So when people were making references to these pop stars back in like 2017, 2018, 2019, like my mother and father, for example, there was no conspiracy. There was nobody knew these people personally. They weren't even on our radar. We weren't even on their radar. And there was. No, I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't fucking matter. Just go to bed. Just go to bed. Just go to bed. Ah, okay, okay. Everything's a okay. Everything's a okay. I mean, I feel like there's hidden realities. I feel like there's secrets, but maybe it's something I need to accept that there's none. Everybody's being honest and transparent with me, and if they're not, you know, just stop lying to me and confirm it. But maybe accept. People are being honest with me. Nobody's deceiving me. Maybe just believe that. Kyle says it's not a maybe. Everybody's being honest with you. Yeah, try not to imagine there are secrets. Try not to. I guess just take people's word. Take people's word at face value. Stop daydreaming, and that's basically what I need to do. So he says the only people who have conspired against you are online trolls. So he says it is obvious. It is obvious. It's all fantasy. You're coming to a feeling of conviction of. Somebody says if you had a job and things to do, you could do interesting things on your own time. That's a very fair point. I know they said socialization, financial independence, and a life was the key to recovery. Basically, my life is boring, sad, and empty. And these fantasies, these daydreams are what, gives me some sort of purpose in my life, So I think that's a good point. If I was busy and I had a real life, I would not I would not really be, obsessed with my social media daydream land. I think the reason I am obsessed with it is because I have nothing else going on in my life. I'm just sitting alone in my apartment, browsing social media, daydreaming. So Mrs. Ask your mother to limit your internet again. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, guys. Thanks for talking me out of this tsunami. If you get off the internet, come back with determination, make your life happen, and it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Sean says they are sacrificing you. Seriously though, no, I mean, so she says that's the truth. They're trying to kill you while creating a facade. They're helping you. No, seriously, don't feed that. I mean, seriously, everything's okay. Brian says it's going to be okay, but you got to take action. Somebody says Sean is just fucking with you. Don't worry. Should I get McDonald's, guys? Should I go to the McDonald's drive-thru, get some burgers? Somebody says, "Nah, don't go to McDonald's. Just take a Xanax and go to bed." All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I guess you calmed me down. You talked me out of a delusional, emotional tsunami, and that's a good thing. Oh, so he says, go to bed, Andrew. Turn the lights off and get some shut eye. It's after midnight. There's nothing else to say. All right, guys. Adios. Thanks for watching.